So you want to be the next Maya Angelou or the next Langston Hughes or the next Edgar Allan Poe, but instead you should be the next Bessio of a poet. So here are ways to be an amazing poet and master the art of poetry. What up everyone, we are all about helping each other to embrace our well-being and evoke writing. So hit that subscribe button so I can show you and teach you how to do that. So today we're going to be talking about how to be a better poet. Being a poet is not really something you can really look up how to be a better poet. You really have to just kind of practice and keep going and find your taste, find your niche, and find what kind of poet you really are. Being a poet, you kind of are different from every other writer because you're very emotional and you really attune to people's emotions. You break the rules of writing and you just kind of try to be different and stand out. So here are my ways to help you to be a better poet and master that art. So step one is to find your unique value, voice, and niche. You need to figure out what sets you apart from every other writer. Maybe it's your story, maybe something in your life made you come to poetry and helped you to feel and help you to really be present with your emotions. Maybe you used it therapeutically. Maybe you used poetry to escape from your struggles and to write for people so that they can escape from their struggles. Any of that, you need to find a niche and find something that sets you apart from every other poet. You want every poem to have something that they're looking for. Every poem has that niche about it, and your poet readers will have something to expect from you every single time. And through that, you will definitely resonate with more poet readers, and you will definitely grow as a poet through that niche and through that value, through that voice. So it will take time. You just have to really just be present with yourself, use that ikigai, something that you love, you get paid for, you're good at, and the world needs. And think about if you could write about one thing for your poetry, what would it be? But yeah, I did make a video about this. I already made a video about this. I'm not going to go too in depth about it. It's how to find your value and niche and voice as a writer. I'll link it up here for you to write. But yeah, it will take time. You just have to be patient with yourself and really be honest and be honest with your truth about what kind of poet you are. Step is to write from your heart and to break the rules of writing. Poetry is that type of writing where you really break the rules of writing. You write just a freestyle. It's like a freestyle. You write how you feel, you project your feelings, and you project your emotions on a page. And you need to always inflict some sort of emotion to your poet readers. Maybe it's fear, disgust, happiness, sadness, anger. It has to be any emotion, and it has to stay consistent, or it can transition. You just need to be willing to stick with that theme and kind of give them a theme that they want to read about, something they're looking for, something they want to look after. And yeah, just break the rules of writing. Don't get upset if you do something out of the ordinary, because that's poetry. You're breaking the rules. You're breaking the code of conduct of writing. You're writing from your heart. You're writing from how you feel. It's creative writing, basically. And you just have to write from here, not here, but here. Write from what your heart is telling you. And through that, you can really generate an emotion and kind of emotionally connect with your readers. The next way to be a better poet is to generate sound, structure, and feeling within your poems. There are 3 types. Each of these develop a poem. Sound is, poems generate, senses. Always have them, feel not feel something, but sense something, whether it's hearing, smelling, taste, seeing, feeling, observations. Make them have observations and make them sense something. When you read a poem, you always generate a sound and you hear it, or you taste it. Generate those sensory details in that imagery, because every word has a sound, and through that sound it generates a feeling. And always have a consistent sound throughout your poem. And the next is structure. Structure is what your poem is like. Is it a limerick? Is it a haiku? What kind of structure is it? And with that structure, it's going to give a basis of what your poem is about, and kind of, you can deepen that structure and kind of break the rules of that structure. Like I said, you can even break the rules of poetry. Shoot, you can do that. You can break the rules of structures of poems so you can be different. Next is feeling. Like I said, generate an emotion in your writing, in your poems, whether it's an emotion that transitions or sticks with an emotion. Maybe you believe in hope, and all of your poems talk about hope and how hope helped you get through life. Write about it, put it in your poems. Always be talking about hope. Or you could do transitions, talk about how you had struggles throughout your life and then how there was a breakthrough and there was light. Talk about that, write about it, say how there's always darkness throughout the adversities of dark times, but that light will come out. The light will shed, it will come out. With light there must be darkness, and with darkness there must be light. That kind of deal. So always generate sound, structure, and feeling. All three of those are going to develop the basis of a poem and help resonate with your poet readers on what they're trying to read and what they want to read. To that step about the structure, feeling, and sound, you can even choose to be really vague in your poems to help them develop a mystery, like what's next, and then continue with all of your poems, or be really descriptive, like I said, so you can develop those sensory details, those sounds, and those feelings. So you gotta choose your theme. If you're a vague poet, you have to develop that mystery, but always have them something to look forward to. But if you're descriptive, get descriptive as you can. Paint a picture in their head. Have them feel something in their head. Have them feel something, hear something. Imagine something. Have that structure is gonna really deepen the basis of that poem. So you gotta figure it out, and once you figure that out, you're gonna figure out if you're more of like a mystery writer, have them something to look forward to in the future, or you really help them to paint a picture in their mind and help them be in tune in that poem and kind of feel like they're in it with you. Next step is make your poem open to interpretations. Poems are something that can be sometimes a little bit hard to understand, hard to interpret, but that's okay. Your poems can be open to interpretations. People have their own interpretation to other people. That develops debate, and sometimes you want debate in your writing so you can develop that influence, especially in poems. Don't make it one meaning, because that's going to be very shallow and very boring. No meaning. Make it deep. Make it have multiple meanings and multiple interpretations so that people can develop their own themes, develop their own call to actions, and next through that, have them develop their own call to action. Every poem should have a call to action to impact their lives. So, maybe they thought the poem about hope was, okay, I can use hope for my life. Or they thought that, maybe through hope I can look back at my struggles and become a better person and be courageous. Every poem has their own interpretations, and you just gotta figure out if your poem's gonna be kind of narrowed into like 3 different interpretations, or have 20 different interpretations. You just gotta figure out like what kind of poet you are, and if you're more of like an open poet, you have people interpret their own things, or you're more of like a narrow poet, you want people to really, understand it at a certain type of way. The final step is to just write and to learn and to develop your style. Poetry is something that you just have to keep going, and it's not a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You just gotta find your style, keep pushing, keep doing it. You will grow, and you have to just learn and write and figure out your style. There's over 50 different poetry styles, and I know you will find your one. But yeah, you just gotta keep pushing, keep learning, and keep reading other poems, of course, and talking with other poets, and collaborating with other poets, and kind of making a poet community so you can collaborate and kind of come together. But yeah, that's all it comes down to. Just keep learning and keep writing, and just never stop. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Find the joy and kind of enjoy the process, and you will grow and love it. If you need more help, please join our Discord. We're trying to form a community of writers that love and support each other. And if you need more resources, listen to my podcast. I do talk about stuff here that you don't get from the videos, and I do talk about it, but in depth. So yes, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye. I'm a poet. The first step is to